All right, with Kendall Fuller after day 2 of practice, 2 days in, how do you feel like you guys are coming together as a defense? Just start broad.
We're feeling good. I don't think we had as good as a day that we did yesterday, but just trying to clean up little things, just keep on going out there competing, and those little things that take care of itself. Everybody just come out here ready to compete with the intensity, mentally locked in, and we'll get better each and every day.
There's such a fine line between trying to find continuity and also, experimenting different guys at different spots. Obviously, you guys are dealing with that as guys move in and outside in the DB room. What's the conversation like as you guys prepare for practice each day and try to really understand where your roles are going to be during the regular season while also being prepared if you got to shift things around?
Yeah, I think it's just that's what this is for, to understand the defense. And I think the only way you can understand the defense is if you know what everybody on the field is doing, what their responsibility is, where they need to be at on the field. So even for me, a lot of times it might not be me taking notes at the corner position, but I could be taking notes when they're talking to the safety, so I can understand what they're supposed to read, what they're keying, so I can understand how and where they can help me.
With Kendall Fuller here on the Team 980. So obviously, first-round pick, everyone's got eyes on Emmanuel. You're a really intelligent football player. I've had the pleasure of watching you for a long time and watching your brain work on the field. And I will say, Kendall, that's one of the things that I feel like stood out with him. When you watch him, he seems to just have incredible instincts and understanding. As you've talked ball with him, what's been in your impression of Emmanuel Forbes?
Just there's not a lot of people that, they just trust what they see on the field. Especially at the cornerback position. It's a position to where you get beat, and you just got to be bold enough to even through good times, through tough times, you got there, you trust yourself, you trust your instincts, and you just try to go make plays on the ball. And that's something that he has. No matter if he makes a play, he has the same confidence whether he gets beat, and that's something that you need. And he's just always trying to study. You'll just see him always come up, ask questions. If he hears other people having a conversation, he's coming, trying to listen. So just trying to better understand the game, learn the game, so that he can go out there and make plays on the field, and that's what we're going to need from him. Do
you feel like you should or have to go to him, be a leader in that way, or do you just show by example and answer questions when he comes to you?
A little bit of both. I just always think that's what the DB position is. That's ever since I got to Virginia Tech. The older guys always took us under their wing. It was everybody's responsibility to make sure as a group that we're all prepared and we're all ready to go out there and play. And that's something that I always think that's just part of being a DB, and that's something I always do and the way I'll always be. So I always want to help the guys understand the game. Sometimes that's vocal, sometimes that's just, being a professional and doing things the right way.
From a results standpoint, we're able to see the difference with Cam Curl on and off the field last year, but we're only watching that from the outside. From a process standpoint, being out there, what difference does Cam make, and what difference is it when he's playing that post safety position or two deep safety position versus when he's in the Buffalo spot?
He's just a guy that can impact the game, no matter where you put him. You trust that he's going to be where he needs to be, where the defense calls him to be, and it's just one of those guys to where no matter what position you put him at, if I see Cam there, I know that he's going to be where the defense calls him to be.
Defensive backs, you guys are always playing off each other. So what is it, as you guys kind of bounce around and, it's a nickel versus a Buffalo nickel or, different personnel is bouncing, do you kind of have to take inventory of who's next to you and how they play and what kind of challenges that, or does it not really affect you as a guy who's kind of staying in the same spot, down in, down out?
It definitely affects you, because different guys do things different ways, especially you do stuff what the defense asks you to do, but, some guys see things differently and stuff like that. So you're just learning, and that's what OTAs is for, training camp is for. You're able to see how somebody else sees something. Me and Revo, we see the game a lot alike. We don't get a lot of reps together, but whenever we do, it's always he knows how I see the game, I know how he sees the game. So it's just always learning those guys that you have next to you, whether it's the safety, the nickel, understanding how they see the game and how they see plays processing.
Hey Kendall, when you get a guy like Chase Young back, you already have a good defensive line, but what kind of difference can he make for you guys as a secondary, but also the defense overall if he's back to where he was?
Yeah, just his mentality. Chase is Chase, man. Chase is a game wrecker. He's always going to be making plays, always going to be around the ball. And that's what you want on the defense. You want 11 guys that can wreck the game, 11 guys that can go change the game, make plays, and just the presence that he brings on the field. He's always trying to dominate the person in front of him, and that's what we need.
I don't know how much you really are able to pay attention to now, but taking that brace off, that seems to be a big hurdle for any player, and just you see him moving differently without that.
Yeah, I haven't been able to watch him too much, but I think, like you said, anytime you see somebody take that brace off, it's just a different level of trust that they have in their body. And a guy like Chase and just his talent level, it's just all a matter of whether or not he can trust his body. If he trusts his body to do what it needs to do, then he's going to go out there and beat Chase Young. And that's what he's expecting. That's what we're expecting. So it's going to be fun to watch him.
What did you make of Josh Harris's address to the team yesterday?
I loved it, man. Just him wanting to come in and speak to us. For me, a lot of times it's not always about what someone says or what they do, but just their presence. And just seeing his presence out here, you see him trying to do other stuff just like around the community. So just him wanting to get out here, be a part of it, and things like that definitely goes a long way.
What kind of presence did you feel he had up there?
Honestly, just his humility. Just his humility, just talking about, how he grew up, him being around the franchise, watching the franchise from a young age. So I think the biggest thing is him having the humility to just say that, like, hey, I've been a part of this. I want to be a part of this. I love it. And, that's one thing that I think I definitely appreciate it.
How long did you guys get to spend with him?
He came and spoke to the team for a little bit. So I know he's been around. He'll stop and talk to guys. I think we were walking in the meetings. He was out there shaking guys' hands and stuff like that. So just been around, just been present.
A lot of your younger teammates were saying yesterday that ownership stuff doesn't really trickle down to the players. Y'all just kind of do your job. But you've been in another place in Kansas City and seen kind of how the organization runs. Do you think there is an opportunity here to have things run, whether it's smoother, better, upgrades to certain things that you think Josh is going to come in and you guys will see that impact more immediately?
I'm sure they got stuff that they focus on. I'm not necessarily going to get into how and what they're going to be doing and how they're going to be around. I think us as players, the biggest thing that we can do for this organization is go out and win football games. So that's our main focus. And we'll let them handle the things that they got to focus on. We'll try to focus on what we need to.
Last one. Thanks,
Cool.
Thanks for watching this clip of our 2023 Washington Commanders training camp coverage. For more, check out the radio show live daily from 4 to 7 p.m. on the Team 980. We also stream live on the free Odyssey app, or you can watch the show here on YouTube at the Team 980. Subscribe right here for all our on-demand content. Click the button. Go now. Subscribe. And come on, while you're at it, let's be honest. If you made it this far, you probably liked what you saw. So go ahead and hit that like button too before another video starts. It's the polite thing to do.